I've been hearing a lot about these GearIT guitars. The one hollow body model seems super popular, but the other ones don't really seem to be getting much attention, so I wanted to change that. Now, what really drew me to this particular model is the color. It's white with a mint pickguard or mint green. I think it looks really awesome in the pictures, and I just wanted to find out if it's as good in person as it looks online. So let's get into it. It first showed up at my door with one of those huge boxes, but this was inside the box. We have some nice padding on the bottom and the corners. The guitar is inside the gig bag. Now, I don't understand why more companies don't ship guitars in the gig bags. Seems like so often you get the gig bag just stuffed into the box. It's added padding, so why not? And this must be, yeah, the tiny little amp that this comes with. This one has Bluetooth connectivity, which is kind of cool. Accessory pack. Pretty decent looking cable. Looks like it's decent quality. Nice little clip-on tuner. Hopefully it's nice. Kind of basic strap. Polishing cloth. This is a screw-in whammy bar. So here's a pack of spare strings. It tells which string goes where, but it doesn't appear to say the gauge. Other brands buy their reviews, but we need real reviews from real people. And we have some G or GearIT. Oh, quite a few. We have a whole bunch of picks. So this is an instruction manual with a QR code. It says it has an exclusive offer. I'm kind of curious what that is. Lists all the parts. Oh, that's cool. It has like a diagram. This labels the parts of the guitar, which I think could be really handy for a beginner. Talks about how to split the coils because this is a humbucker with coil split. Instructions to maintain the guitar, change the strings, adjusting string action, the truss rod. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't see the typical tools in here for adjustments. I'm not sure that it's the best idea to have a beginner who's brand new just jump right in and start adjusting some of these things, but I think it is pretty cool that they have the instructions to at least help with understanding. So the gig bag is included. It's got some pretty decent padding, quite a bit on the front. So the zipper stops on the end here, which is kind of nice because it can help prevent you from kind of spilling the guitar out the bottom of the gig bag. All right, taking this out. There's more padding inside, which is cool. This was wrapped around the headstock. Typical rubber band. Missed. That's the first miss recently. Look at that. This is the first look. This is, it looks good. All right, starting at the headstock, we have an interesting headstock shape. I don't hate it. The tuners, now the tuners feel pretty good. I'll know more when I actually tune it up. There's been kind of a range of reviews online about their tuners. These appear to be the same style that they use on other guitars. I mean, they actually look pretty nice. The nut's really nice and neat. It's definitely plastic. It appears to be cut well. Initially here, I'm not getting scratchiness. They look like stainless with rounded ball ends. I could be wrong. Now, I really, really dig this mint with the white. And I like this with the configuration here, with the covered humbucker. We've got the push-pull here, just like in the pictures. The pots, they turn really nicely. The switch feels really sturdy. The fretboard appears to be real wood. It does. I mean, to me, it looks a lot like rosewood. The body appears to be full thickness. I mean, first impressions just by the look, this is sweet. And the block too, like it's thin, but it's not paper thin. It definitely has a gloss neck. I could feel that this would be kind of sticky if I were sweating while playing. Let me just check the approximate string height right out the box. The string action comes in at just a hair above 2 millimeters at the 12th fret. All right, we're gonna tune it up and take it for a spin. I want to tune this up with the included tuner just to check this thing out. The tuners feel good. They're nice and smooth. No grinding or weirdness. It's not really slipping. Yeah, so far so good. If you have seen any of my videos recently, you may know that I sliced my finger pretty badly. It's healing pretty well, but that's going to kind of slow me down a little bit. So of course this is unplugged. The tuner's pretty cool. It totally works. I'm playing this right out of the box without making any adjustments to the truss rod, to the saddles, to anything. It does have a built-in battery, which I really like. It's rechargeable. There's the Bluetooth volume tone knob. It's got clean and overdrive channels and a gain knob. We're going to start off clean. The gain I'm going to turn up about 1/3 just to get us started here. Oh, that push-pull is tough. I like this. So the tone is connected to the bridge humbucker. Fretboard's a little dry. It's going to be super quiet for you. Let me crank this up. We're going to go to 9. All right. It says 5-watt amp. That might not be the output though. And it has 2 little speakers, like maybe 2 or 3-inch speakers. This little amp has nicer tone than the GA-10 recently that came with that Squire. So I'm getting a lot of spring noise here. The trem springs are rattling away and they're really kind of clanking. For anyone at home, if you get this for your kids, for example, you'd probably want to kind of dampen those springs. It's pretty easy. You just take this back plate off with a few screws. You could even use the padding that the guitar came in, that soft sleeve, and you could wrap the springs with that, just like one layer. Or you can use like a cotton fill, like what's in a pillow, and stuff it inside those springs. But yeah, you see where the sound is coming from and just dampen it. Position 2. Nice and chimey. I'm going to actually split the bridge here as well. Put it back in the bridge. It's definitely fuller with the humbucker, which it should be. The neck feels really good. I don't get any sharp fret edges at all because of the ball end frets. It feels really good to play. The fretboard feels nice. It is smooth, so it feels good. So I have the volume at about 3/4. This is with the overdrive and some gain, about halfway up in the gain. every time I strum, these springs are just noisy. I think these are the noisiest springs I've ever encountered. Here, let me show you the springs. All right, I'm gonna put my handheld mic here. Definitely, I'd rather deal with that than the bridge being messed up, the frets being messed up, the tuners being junk, because all of that stuff is good, but I'm hearing a little noise in the springs. This little amp is awesome. This thing is great. I actually really like this. Kind of seeing the strings are definitely holding up, and actually, now that I mentioned the strings, like, these strings are not corroded, they're not rusty, they actually feel pretty good. Don't forget, coming up later, we have my 5-word review as well as expectations versus reality for this GearIT guitar. Oh, dude, I'm gonna rip this Band-Aid right off my finger. So now that I've bent the hell out of the strings, let me just see how far off this is. Keep in mind this will only be the second time I've tuned it. So the 5th and 6th strings were pretty far off. The rest were almost right on, so cool. Yeah, so I'd say this is pretty fun to play. I'm definitely impressed with the build quality. The looks are awesome. This little amp is a blast. It feels really good. I like the neck. I prefer a satin neck. Honestly, feels and kind of plays like a classic vibe in many ways, although the specs are very different. Tuners feel really good. The nut does not seem to be binding. I would really appreciate it that if you are finding any value in this video whatsoever, that you would like and subscribe, because it really makes a difference and it'll make it easier for me to keep producing content like this. I got this kit for 70 bucks. It was listed on Amazon for 140. I got it for 50% off. They just had a promo. All of this stuff here, 70 bucks even. I really don't think you can beat that deal. All right, here we are for my 5-word review. This kit's awesome and good for beginners. Now, expectations versus reality. I was expecting to get a kind of decent, no-name, playable guitar with some issues that would probably desperately call for all these accessories to be replaced. In reality, what I'm super excited to report is that I would not be disappointed if I paid 140 bucks just for this guitar, but the fact that for 140 you can get the gig bag, you can get this little rechargeable amp that can become a Bluetooth speaker even when you end up getting something bigger, which you will do eventually. For 70 bucks on sale, and they have sales a lot, this is really impressive. In terms of these beginner bundles, I'm pretty sure this is the best that I've opened so far. And the fact that it was the cheapest out of all of them is, that's incredible. So there you have it. This is the GearIT Strat-Style guitar. No, they did not pay me for any of this. I'm definitely really happy with this purchase. If it were set up perfectly out of the box, I would be blown away. So I think that's kind of the only downside I'm feeling here. I don't really care what it says on the headstock, and I don't think anyone would be disappointed with this.